on a little to a little bit more of your personal life. You face many adversities, including being homeless, living in your car, your drug addiction, but you have
Interesting
overcome that.
points.
What would you say to
She's about
someone,
to say
either a
some
young
good
teen
shit
or
here.
adult, who is currently facing those adversities themselves, and just some word of advice to help them get through those tough times?
One, I want to correct something. I didn't have a drug addiction. I used to say that I did because.
And I just want to say that, you know, when it comes to drug addictions, even mental health conditions such as like bipolar or schizophrenia or whatever other little things or names they have, it's usually because of the same thing. Like we just go through complex or severe PTSD in, you know, in different forms. It's like I've seen somewhere where I was studying psychology, and it made the correlation of a teen in high school and the trauma they experienced there to a teen back in the early 1900s or something when they were in the war. That stress and that, you know, the stress is the same. We may look at it and be like, oh, that ain't nothing, you just a teen in school, but that stress and trauma is the same as what you know, someone in the early 1900s went through in war. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start the video. I'll try to rewind it a little bit. I think I went too far,
But you have overcome that. What would you say to someone, either a young teen or adult, who is currently facing those adversities themselves, and just some word of advice to help them get through those tough times?
One, I want to correct something. I didn't have a drug addiction. I used to say that I did because that's what was told to me.
that's what was told
I
to
didn't have a
us.
drug addiction. I'm not a drug addict. Never was. I did drugs because I wanted to numb the pain I was in. What I was suffering from was complex PTSD, a whole lot of trauma. Okay? Emotional trauma, physical trauma. I was using drugs as a coping mechanism, the same way I use art now.
Got it.
And, you know, and some people, like, they escape in their minds via maybe bipolar, via maybe schizophrenia. That's their way of escaping all of the trauma that they may be experiencing inside. Some people use drugs, some people use sex, as she explains here, which I feel like is what's plaguing our Black men. You know what I'm saying? That's seeking sex everywhere. It's just an escape. It's just an addiction from this severe PTSD that, you know, we experience from societal norms being forced on us, religion being forced on us, the psychology that has truly brainwashed us, but we don't really know what's happening, so we don't have the words to explain it, and so it makes us crazy in a way, to the point where we're not really processing things and experiences and our actions in the way that they should be processed. Just, that's my 2 cents. That's how I feel about it. Let's continue with this little section I wanted to record of her.
Okay.
The same way I use comedy now. It was a coping mechanism. For anyone who is suffering or struggling with anything like that, I encourage you to sit with yourself. As painful as it is, you can't get over it until you sit with yourself. And what I mean by sit with yourself is you got to really sit there and figure out who you are. Figure out who you were when you were a baby, who you are at your core, and then figure out who you want to be and make that shit work. But you can't do it.
Exactly. And I don't know if people who are on my Facebook, I'm sure the people on my YouTube not on my Facebook, but I posted this video of Black women and this Black man. They're having this discussion, which, you know, I kind of referenced a little bit previously with the Black man having sex all the time and that trauma. I'm so happy that I came across this video because it correlates, and I'm definitely going to post this. And I'm hoping people are watching, but if they're not, it don't matter. I'm just going to do the work because, you know, It's just like I've said about my tarot and anything else I do. I do it for the love. I don't do it for the likes. I do it for the love of it, the love that I have for it, and the healing properties, and, you know, the self-help that it offers, the love in that form, not the love of people that people give me from doing it, because I'm not getting none of that. Not getting much of that at all. And I can actually say none of that. But it doesn't matter. I see the power in it, and so I'm going to do it. And I think I forgot what point I was about to make on that, so we're just gonna continue with the video. How about that?
When you're running around doing drugs, when you run, some people use sex, when you run around sleeping with everybody, and then that's the energetic exchange. So is the drugs, that just adds more BS to your life, and you don't need that when you're trying to clear your situation so that you.
I've been saying this for so long. Got to get rid of the distractions. But you know, when I say it, it's like I was having a conversation with my cousin last night. It's like, it's complex, but it's simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's complex, but it's simple. And people don't want to look at it for as simple as it is. Because though it is simple, it can be difficult. But it's all about your perception. It's about the mind frame. It's not hard at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. But it just takes a level of awareness, a level of consciousness. And there's too many distractions to even see it. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, there's magic there. It doesn't matter what situation you're in, there is a silver lining. We just have to take the time to look for it. No matter what the situation is, there is help within you. It's not outside of you, you know, because just like, you know, most religious texts say, as above, so below, as within, so without. So the answers are within. Like, the only thing that you're experiencing, what you're experiencing outside of you in your relationships, career, whatever, it's just a projection of what's going on internally, of the internal struggles. Anyway, let's keep going.
Clearly make a vision for yourself and attack that with all the gusto, you know what I'm saying? So, and also
rewind a little bit.
Really sit there and figure out who you are. Figure out who you were when you were a baby, who you are at your core, and then figure out who you want to be and make that shit work. But you can't do it when you're running around doing drugs, when you run. Some people use sex, when you run around sleeping with everybody, and then that's the energetic exchange. So is the drugs, that just adds more BS to your life.
And I also want to add the other energetic exchanges that we kind of overlook. You know, we look at food like, oh, food is, you know, can be poisonous and it can kill you. But I've been saying for years, you have to be mindful of what you let in your eye, ear, and mouth gate. Not just your mouth. Just like if you eat something poisonous, it could slowly kill you. The shit that you listen to, the music that you listen to can be poison and slowly kill you and program your fucking mind and have you thinking some bullshit. The shit you watch on TV can slowly poison you and pollute your body and kill you and program your mind, and you don't even know the shit is happening. Like, the shit is fucking real. That's why I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the radio. Whatever I ingest or whatever I am entertained by, it is of my choosing. So it's either YouTube videos, and I get to control and choose what I watch. And usually it's like tarot readings or just other little things that pique my interest. But everything that I watch, there's a, you know, I know with me on my spiritual journey that I'm guided to watch it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm guided to watch this to see what's going on and to learn what's going on, because I'm going to apply that later in life. in some situation, I'm going to apply it. You know, I'm looking at this and I'm also studying it. You know, I'm observing a lot of things, because I'm gonna put this in my pocket, because I may most likely probably need to use this metaphor as an example of some spiritual ideology that I'm trying to put forth, you know. And, you know, you gotta have the metaphors so that people can understand it, kind of just like the parables that, that was used to help people understand. Let's continue with this video.
You don't need that when you're trying to clear your situation, so that you can clearly make a vision for yourself and attack that with all the gusto. You know what I'm saying? So, and also, this is extremely important for anybody going through anything, emotional abuse, or the leftover remnants of emotional abuse, because a lot of us, especially Black people, especially Black women, we suffer from generational curses and whatnot, and generational chains. Anyone struggling with any of that, again, I say no.
And we have to figure out those things and heal those generational curses. When I do my tarot readings, I speak about that a lot. Yeah, I understand my tarot readings and stuff may not be real popular because people want to point the finger and be like, oh, well, what this person doing out there? They want to hear what everybody else thinking and what everybody else doing. And I just feel like that's a waste of time. I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, just like I said before, what you see outside of you, your relationships, is just a reflection of what's going on internally. So my focus within my tarot readings and my YouTube channel is to focus on you. That's the reason why it's called Empower You Wellness and Tarot, because we need to figure out what's going on within you. You know what I'm saying? And once you find that peace within you, it's going to transmute the darkness around you into light. If you find the light within, that is, because as above, so below, as within, so without. Once you find the light within you, it will transmute the darkness around you into light. You know what I'm saying? And just like I was telling someone else, it's not about being in a fantasy land. No, we're very conscious of the fact that things can go left at any moment. But what is a better way to spend your time? In worry and in anxiety about what may come, or in working the universal laws, the law of attractions? There's so many other laws, and I need to study them a little bit more. But what's better, because any situation or any solution that we're looking for, it needs to be a universal solution. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I follow and believe in the universal laws. Most religions are based from the universal laws, which were created by our Black people, our ancestors, the Kemetic way, the Orishas and stuff like that. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I know some people go back to traditional ways of living or traditional beliefs. And myself, I feel like you don't have to have a title. You don't have to have something that you belong to. It's in your DNA. So you don't have to, like, I went from Christian to studying the Kemetic to the Ephod to now it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I've created my own individual truth, because it's, people are going, like, the people within these traditions still bring Christian mentality into it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they get stuck, at a certain level, and then they don't evolve past that because of a certain title and all of the rules and things that one has to follow to supposedly get certain, and I'm having air quotes, supposedly get to their what they want, or the manifestation of what it is that they want. And okay, I'm going here, but I honestly feel like it don't take all that. I'm in contact with some of these people, and the stuff that they're talking about, there's like, oh, well, this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, well, I see the correlation within my life, and I have no contact with them, and I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm pretty much on the same frequency as them, without all of the hoops and hurdles that I have to jump over, or that they have to jump over and through to get to. This is just natural. It's just about being, and trusting yourself and trusting your intuition, getting to that point of, like LATRISE was saying, and finding yourself, and who you was and who you want to be, so that you can get in alignment with that vision and go after it with all the gusto, like Brianna was saying. So let's keep going.
Know yourself first, because when you know who you were meant to be, then you can get back to that with ease. Well, with more ease.
Exactly.
You're not as alone as you think you are, by the way.
At all.
Very true.
You are not, I don't know a woman that hasn't been sexually assaulted.
And she talking about sexual assault, but, I can't, if I'm not even going to go there. It's not about sexual assault. Well, not just sexual assault. It's like, even if you've been abused emotionally, maybe by the church, maybe emotionally abused by your family or your friends, emotionally abused by the school systems, like all of that shit creates emotional and sometimes physical trauma that can ball up into, like she said, that complex PTSD that will have you, coping in unhealthy ways. Let's get back to the video.
And that's a fact. Not
And
a
that's
woman
a
that
sad fact, but it's very true. Very true.
I don't know, especially Black women. I don't know too many Caucasians, but even the few I know, they got penitentiary scars too.
Right.
I don't know too many women who haven't bended to fit what they thought they were supposed to fit in order to be taken care of the way they felt they should be. And I really want to put a stop to that. So I've created.
I definitely had this conversation with my cousin last night about women bending, to be taken care of, because it all stemmed from that video that I had posted on my Facebook that I sent to her, and we just kind of had a really great discussion afterwards because I wanted to get her take on it or whatever. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Let's continue with the video. I don't have to remember, right? We're here to just give commentary.
Sister circle. That's why I do what I do on Instagram, and people reach out. I do readings
Maybe
and
if I
whatnot.
rewind it.
I don't know, especially Black women. I don't know too many Caucasians, but even the few I know, they got penitentiary scars too.
Right.
I think I said what I needed to say about that.
I don't know too many women who haven't bended to fit what they thought they were supposed to fit in order to
bending to what they thought they were supposed to fit. Because there was this in the video, it's too much to get into, but about, Black men and Black women, and then Black women with white men, and how those marriages have statistically been shown to outlast any other marriage, whether it's white men with white women or Black women with Black men. It was a very eye-opening video because there was a Black man on there talking about how most Black men are just worried about sex, and how most Black men in their 40s are just like teenagers, and they don't have a mind to build community or anything. They're just focused on sex. But that kind of goes back to the beginning of this video that we're doing right now, this commentary on the addictions and why those addictions exist. Like, there is an inner trauma that needs to be healed, period. It's complex, but it's simple. It's complex, but it's really simple. It's just, I don't know if we got to this part of the video yet, but it's about doing the shadow work. And the shadow work, ain't the funnest thing to do, to really sit with yourself and just deal with that shit, because you are not going nowhere. You cannot hide from you. You can put up an image for other people, but you cannot hide from you. When you're in that, in your room or wherever you are alone, you can't hide from you. When you look in the mirror, you can't hide from you. So deal with the inevitable. Stop playing these games and deal with it. Face it. It's not as bad as you think, because you are made in the image of God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't believe this, but this, you know, that your God self, your God energy, you are God, and God is grace. You know, you're not going to judge yourself that harshly. I mean, it's going to hurt to take accountability. Like, yeah, I was full of shit, or wow, I was really messed up. Is that's probably the hardest part, but it's not really that hard. You know, just take accountability for your shit, and let's start taking the steps to change, to heal, and to become better.
Be taken care of the way they felt they should be. And I really want to put a stop to that. So I've created like the sister circle. That's why I do the post to fit, in order to be taken care of the way they felt they should be. And I really want to put a stop to that. So I've created like the sister circle. That's why I do what I do on Instagram, and people reach out. I do readings and whatnot, and I put all of us together so that we have other women we can talk to with full disclosure about what we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people
think as women, we have to get in that space. Yeah, we definitely have to get in that space and being comfortable having those real authentic transparency.
Without judgment though, and with full honesty. And that takes practice too, because I know I have a few friends who are judgmental as hell, but they judge themselves more than anybody else. I have judgmental tendencies. I make it a point though to be like, you can't judge that bitch, you smoke dope.
Great. Which is nothing wrong with it, but
you liked it too.
Look.
So, you know,
no judgment.
Like I said,
for real, no judgment.
That we, as and it's not judgment.
It's just like I was saying too, like when you judge yourself, you are God. You are your God self. You are your own judge. Like, and at the end of the day, you're not going to judge yourself that harshly. You know, it's gonna be like, yeah, bitch, you or dude, like you fucked up. You know, karma is going, you probably already paid the karma. Like, you know, karma is a bitch. Like, you think you're doing some shit and you think you're getting away with it, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? So you probably already paid the karma, but the only thing that's really residual is you keep punishing yourself by not facing it. Like, you've already done paid the you know, the bad karma that came, you know, maybe from what you did. Is you probably done came and went through it, but you're perpetuating the shits by not taking accountability and making changes. You perpetuating because you hadn't learned the motherfucking lesson, and you keep doing the same thing over and over. Like, bruh, sis, fam, get it together. Get it together.
For my women, I think my men should get involved too, but me as a woman, and seeing and knowing so many women, having so many reach out to me, trying to figure out how I'm such a pillar of strength with all the shit I be going through, it's important that I put myself in the center of them and go, look, it ain't as cute as you think it is. That shit hurts. Shadow work hurts. Spiritual growth is painful. But ain't nothing worth having that doesn't hurt a little bit, that doesn't require some diligence and some training and
diligence, training. Come on, it's gonna hurt a little bit. It's gonna hurt a little bit. You know, people look at me and feel like, oh, you don't know nothing. You don't know the amount of study, the meditation, the work that I've put in. You don't know it. So you can look and judge on the surface, because what I'm not going to do is try to prove myself to you. Now, if you give me the opportunity and have a discussion with me, you can see the depths that I can go. But I'm not going to try to flex anything. I'm just going to be me if the opportunity arises. It does. But again, the shadow work, it ain't easy. It's tough. It gets a little painful. But like she said, nothing worth having comes easy. And it's a beautiful process, y'all. I'm telling you. It's very beautiful. And the synchronicities that happens, that, you know, where the dot starts to connect, is very exhilarating. So don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Do it. Do the work. Do the shadow work.
You have a support system. You just got to pay attention to where the support is.
Exactly.
And be humble enough to accept that shit.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not the nicest friend. I'm not. I'll tell you about yourself in a heartbeat. Like, bitch, you cheated on your husband. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I got it first. Also, stop saying my life a second. But you love your husband. And if you don't want to lose him, put your pussy to work.
That part. Put a box on your, put a lock on your box, okay?
Right.
Your father was married to Mary J. Blige.
All
Can you
right,
tell us about
y'all.
your first time?
So that is the end of that little piece that I wanted to share and comment on anyway. Yeah, that 5-minute little clip. I think it was only like 3 to 5 minutes when it all together. I done stretched out to 25 damn minutes. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to share that. I hope that brought some kind of help to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time, peace.